Welcome. You are about to begin a journey that could completely transform the way you think, the way you act, and the result you create in every area of your life. For the next, I will be guiding you through one of the most powerful ideas ever taught about success and achievement, the power of self-discipline. This program is inspired by Brian Tracy's book, No Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline, a work that has changed millions of lives worldwide. And today, it could change yours too. Here, we will not only explore the key lessons from the book, but we will also reflect, apply, and practice them as if you and I were in a private seminar together. No distractions, no shortcuts, just you, your goals, and a commitment to building the life you truly deserve. Before we dive in, let me tell you briefly about Brian Tracy. He is one of the world's leading authorities on personal development, success psychology, and business achievement. Over the last 4 decades, Brian Tracy has spoken to more than 5 million people in seminars and conferences. His books, more than 80 of them, have been translated into dozens of languages and sold around the globe. But what makes Brian truly credible is not just his speaking career. It is his personal story. He started from nothing. He grew up in poverty, working odd jobs, facing rejection after rejection, even struggling with homelessness at one point. With no college degree and no clear direction, he worked as a laborer, dishwasher, and farmhand. But instead of making excuses for his situation, Brian asked himself a life-changing question. What do successful people do differently? He committed himself to learning those habits, and one principle kept coming up over and over again: self-discipline. Through study, practice, and relentless effort, he transformed his own life. From an uneducated worker, he became a best-selling author, a multimillionaire entrepreneur, and one of the most respected success teachers of our time. His message is simple but powerful. If he could do it, you can do it too, if you are willing to practice self-discipline and refuse excuses. So what is this philosophy of no excuses? At its core, it means this: successful people take full responsibility for their lives. They do not blame circumstances, other people, or their past. They recognize that excuses are simply stories we tell ourselves to avoid the hard work of change. But here's the truth. Every excuse steals a piece of your potential. Every excuse delays your success. And every excuse strengthens weakness instead of discipline. Self-discipline, on the other hand, is the master key. It is the ability to do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. It's about controlling your thoughts, managing your emotions, and directing your actions consistently towards your highest goals. As Brian Tracy says, self-discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without it, even the best talents, dreams, or intentions collapse. With it, ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results. Now you might be asking, why does this matter to me? Well, think about any area of your life right now. Your health, your finances, your relationships, your career, or your personal growth. Wherever you see success, discipline was involved. Wherever you see struggle, excuses are usually hiding. Do you want financial freedom? You'll need the discipline to save, invest, and spend wisely. Do you want better health? You'll need the discipline to exercise, rest, and eat properly. Do you want strong relationships? You'll need the discipline to listen, communicate, and invest time and effort into others. Do you want to become a leader in your field? You'll need the discipline to study, practice, and persist longer than most people are willing to. The beautiful thing is, self-discipline is a learnable skill. You are not born with it or without it. You can strengthen it just like a muscle with daily practice. And that is exactly what this journey will help you do. Together, we will look at discipline in different areas of life: personal success, business and finance, and finally, what Brian calls the good life: happiness, relationships, and personal fulfillment. Each part will challenge you, inspire you, and give you practical steps you can apply immediately. As we move forward, I want you to keep one thing in mind. Excuses and discipline cannot live in the same place. Every time you choose discipline, you weaken excuses. Every time you choose excuses, you weaken discipline. From this moment on, commit yourself to the discipline side. Commit to listening carefully, taking notes if possible, and pausing when I give reflection questions. Don't just listen passively, engage. This is your seminar, your growth, your life. Now let's begin our journey. In part 1, we will explore self-discipline and personal success. You will discover why taking responsibility is the starting point of all achievement, how to set goals and stick to them, and how to build habits that push you closer to your dreams. This first section is about laying the foundation, because without personal discipline, no external success can last. So take a deep breath, clear your mind, and prepare to step into a new level of self-mastery. Part 1. Self-discipline and personal success. Every journey of achievement begins with one step, and in this case, the first step is self-discipline in your personal life. Everything else, your career, your wealth, your health, your relationships, rests on the foundation of how well you manage yourself. Chapter 1. Take responsibility. The moment you accept complete responsibility for everything you are and everything you will ever be, you move from being a passenger in life to being the driver. Responsibility means no excuses, no blaming, no complaining. It means you recognize that your life is the result of your own choices. If you are unhappy with your weight, your finances, your work, or your relationships, you can change them, but only if you accept that you, not anyone else, are in charge. The easiest thing in the world is to point fingers at external factors, the economy, your upbringing, your boss, your spouse, or even bad luck. But excuses are nothing more than nails used to build a house of failure. Every excuse weakens you, while every act of responsibility strengthens you. Think of someone you admire, maybe a leader, a successful entrepreneur, or a respected mentor. Chances are that person doesn't waste time blaming circumstances. Instead, they ask, what can I do to improve this situation? What action can I take right now? That is the mindset of responsibility. So pause for a moment. Ask yourself, where in your life are you still blaming instead of taking charge? Write it down if you can. That awareness is the first step to breaking free from excuses. Chapter 2. Goals and Direction. Once responsibility becomes your foundation, the next piece is goal setting. Self-discipline without direction is wasted energy. Goals are the targets that channel discipline into meaningful results. Most people drift through life with vague wishes. They want to be happy, wealthy, or successful, but they cannot clearly describe what that means. Without clarity, discipline has no focus. The truth is, goals must be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. When you define them clearly, you activate a powerful force within your subconscious mind that drives you toward accomplishment. Imagine walking into an airport and asking for a ticket, but when the agent asks, "To where?" you reply, "I don't know, anywhere." That sounds absurd, yet that is how many people live their lives, directionless, waiting for circumstances to decide for them. When you set clear goals, you give your discipline a target. You create a blueprint for your life. Here's a simple exercise. Take out a piece of paper and write down your top 10 goals as if you already achieved them. Use present tense. For example, I weigh my ideal weight of 70 kilograms, or I earn $100,000 per year doing work I enjoy. Writing them down this way imprints them into your mind and gives your discipline direction. Chapter 3. Character and Integrity. With goals in place, the next discipline is about character. At the core of personal success is integrity, the discipline of living true to your values. Integrity means doing what is right, not what is easy. It means keeping promises to yourself and others even when no one is watching. Without integrity, discipline has no foundation because you will constantly betray yourself with excuses. As the saying goes, your reputation is what others think of you. Character is what you know about yourself. Every time you make a promise and keep it, you strengthen your character. Every time you say you will do something and follow through, you build self-respect. And the opposite is also true. When you break your word, when you tell lies, or when you cut corners, you weaken your own trust in yourself. Soon, you stop believing in your own abilities. That is why self-discipline and integrity go hand in hand. To live with no excuses, commit yourself to honesty, reliability, and consistency. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Chapter 4. Courage and taking action. From character, we move to the discipline of courage. Success requires facing fears, taking risks, and stepping into the unknown. Many people stay stuck not because they lack ability, but because they allow fear to paralyze them. They fear rejection, failure, or embarrassment, and so they make excuses to avoid action. But courage is not the absence of fear. It means acting in spite of fear. Each time you face a fear head-on, you weaken its grip on you. Each time you avoid it, the fear grows stronger. Courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start small. Speak up in a meeting. Share your idea. Make that phone call you've been avoiding. Apply for that opportunity. Step by step, you condition yourself to act boldly. Eventually, courage becomes part of your identity, and excuses about not being ready will lose their power over you. Chapter 5. Persistence. Linked to courage is the discipline of persistence. If responsibility is the foundation and goals are the direction, persistence is the engine that keeps you moving forward. The truth is, nothing worthwhile comes easily. Every great success story is filled with moments of failure, disappointment, and setbacks. The difference between those who succeed and those who quit is persistence. Winners simply refuse to give up. They adapt, they try again, and they keep moving. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before perfecting the electric light bulb. When asked about it, he replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work." That is persistence in action. You must discipline yourself to keep going when others would give up. This is where often excuses creep in. It's too hard, it's taking too long, I'll try later. Recognize those as lies your mind tells you to avoid discomfort. When you feel the urge to quit, remind yourself why you started. Visualize the reward at the end. Break the task into smaller pieces and keep moving. Persistence, more than talent, guarantees success. Chapter 6. Personal excellence and habits. Finally, personal success requires the discipline of excellent habits. At the end of the day, you are not what you say you will do, you are what you repeatedly do. Good habits save you time, energy, and willpower. They make discipline automatic. If you develop the habit of reading every day, you will grow wiser without effort. If you develop the habit of exercising daily, your health will improve naturally. If you develop the habit of managing money wisely, wealth will accumulate almost on autopilot. The opposite is also true. Bad habits drag you down no matter your intentions. The key to building good habits is consistency. Repetition wires the brain. Each time you repeat an action, you strengthen the neural pathway associated with it. Soon, the action becomes easier than not doing it. The hardest part of discipline is the beginning, the first 21 to 30 days of forming a new habit. But once the habit locks in, it carries you forward effortlessly. So choose your habits carefully. Eliminate the ones that harm you
and cultivate the ones that bring you closer to your goals. Your future is hidden in your daily routine. Chapter 7. Recap of Personal Success. So, to recap Part 1, personal success begins with self-discipline. It starts with taking responsibility for everything in your life. It continues with setting clear, specific goals that guide your discipline. It deepens through integrity, the discipline of living true to your values. It requires courage, the discipline to act despite fear. It demands persistence, the discipline to keep moving when obstacles appear. And it solidifies through habits, the discipline of automating success into your daily life. These are the cornerstones of self-mastery. And now that we've laid the foundation, we are ready to explore the next level: how self-discipline creates success in business, career, and financial independence. But before we move on, pause for a moment. Reflect on these 7 disciplines. Ask yourself, which one do I already practice well, and which one do I need to strengthen the most? Write your answer and commit right now to practicing that discipline daily. Remember, no excuses. The power is in your hands.
Part 2. Self-discipline and business, sales, and finance. Chapter 8. Self-discipline and work. Discipline in your personal life is the foundation, but how you apply it to your work determines your success in business and career. Work is the arena where your habits, responsibility, and persistence are tested daily. The truth is, success at work is less about talent and more about reliability. Employers, clients, and colleagues value the person who shows up consistently, finishes tasks on time, and delivers results without excuses. Top performers understand a simple principle: work all the time you work. This means when you are at your desk, in your shop, or on the job, you focus entirely on the task at hand. You are not scrolling through your phone, daydreaming, or procrastinating. You treat your working hours as sacred, using them to create value. Discipline at work requires prioritization. Start each day by identifying your most important task, the one activity that contributes the most to your success, and tackle it first, without delay. This is what Brian Tracy calls eating the frog. The hardest work comes first, giving you momentum for the rest of the day. Chapter 9. Self-discipline and leadership. Discipline also reveals itself in leadership. Great leaders are not those who simply give orders, but those who model discipline for others. They set the tone by showing up early, staying focused, keeping their word, and taking responsibility. People follow leaders they respect, and respect comes from consistency and integrity. To lead effectively, you must also discipline yourself to listen. Leadership is not about knowing all the answers, but about asking the right questions and empowering others. A disciplined leader resists the temptation to micromanage or control everything. Instead, they provide clarity of vision, hold people accountable, and encourage growth. Discipline in leadership means being calm under pressure, making decisions based on principle, not emotion, and keeping the team's goals above personal ego. Chapter 10. Self-discipline in business. When it comes to running a business, self-discipline is the dividing line between success and failure. Most businesses collapse not because of lack of opportunity, but because of poor habits, overspending, neglecting customers, mismanaging time, or avoiding hard decisions. A disciplined business person keeps their focus on creating value, controlling costs, and delivering excellence to customers. They resist distractions and avoid chasing every new idea that looks exciting but doesn't align with their core goals. Business discipline also involves constant learning. Markets change, technology evolves, and customer needs shift. To remain competitive, you must discipline yourself to study your industry, watch trends, and adapt quickly. Excuses such as, "that's how we've always done it," destroy businesses. Discipline means innovating, testing, and improving continuously. Chapter 11.
Self-discipline in sales. Sales is one of the purest fields where discipline determines success. In sales, excuses don't pay the bills. What matters is the discipline to prospect, to follow up, to handle objections, and to close deals. Many salespeople fail not because they lack knowledge, but because they lack consistency. They avoid making calls, they stop after the first rejection, or they wait for customers to come to them instead of actively reaching out. Discipline in sales means committing to a daily routine of contacting prospects, presenting solutions, and asking for the order, whether you feel like it or not. The law of averages is on your side. The more people you talk to, the more sales you will eventually make. Excuses like the market is slow or people aren't buying are just ways to cover up inactivity. A disciplined salesperson sets goals for calls, presentations, and follow-ups each day and then sticks to them. Over time, this discipline creates momentum, builds relationships, and leads to financial independence. Chapter 12. Self-discipline and money. Discipline in money management is perhaps the hardest area for many people, yet it is the key to lasting wealth. The truth is simple. If you cannot discipline yourself to save and invest, no income is ever enough. People often make the excuse that they will save when they earn more, but without discipline, higher income just leads to higher expenses. The starting rule is pay yourself first. Before you spend a cent on bills, luxuries, or entertainment, set aside at least 10% of your income for savings and investment. Treat this as non-negotiable. Over time, this habit builds financial independence. Self-discipline also means avoiding unnecessary debt. Debt is often the result of lack of planning, impulsive spending, or chasing instant gratification. The disciplined person learns to live within their means, delaying pleasure today for greater security tomorrow. Chapter 13. Self-discipline and financial independence. Beyond saving money, financial independence requires disciplined investing. Excuses like investing is too risky or I don't understand finance keep people stuck in dependence. But in truth, anyone can learn the basics of investing. Discipline here means educating yourself, setting long-term goals, and resisting the temptation of quick schemes or emotional decisions. Financial independence is achieved not through luck, but through consistency. Every month, every year, you add to your savings, reinvest your returns, and let compound interest work in your favor. Discipline means staying the course when markets fluctuate, rather than panicking. Over time, even modest contributions grow into significant wealth. The essence of this discipline is patience, the willingness to think long-term while avoiding the distractions of short-term spending. Chapter 14. Recap of business, sales, and finance. So far, we've seen that discipline is not just a personal tool, but the very engine of professional success. At work, discipline means focusing on your most important tasks and working all the time you work. In leadership, it means setting the standard and guiding others with clarity and calmness. In business, it means delivering consistent value, learning, and adapting. In sales, it means making calls, following up, and never letting rejection stop you. And in money, it means saving, investing, and thinking long-term. Excuses are abundant in business and finance, but they all lead to the same result: failure. Discipline cuts through excuses and builds stability, reputation, and wealth. With this foundation in place, we can now move to the final part of our journey: self-discipline and the good life, the disciplines that shape health, happiness, relationships, and personal fulfillment.
Part 3. Self-discipline and the good life. Chapter 15. Self-discipline and health. Your health is the foundation of everything else in life. Without energy, focus, and vitality, success in business, relationships, or finances cannot be sustained. Yet many people neglect their health, making excuses like, "I'm too busy to exercise," or "I'll eat better later." The disciplined person understands that health is not optional, it is essential. Discipline in health begins with diet.
What you eat determines how you feel, think, and perform. A balanced diet of natural, unprocessed foods keeps your body strong. Discipline means avoiding the easy path of junk food, sugar, and overeating. It means portion control, regular hydration, and saying no to harmful substances. The second pillar is exercise. Just 30 minutes a day of physical activity keeps your body active, your mind sharp, and your mood elevated. Discipline here means consistency, not intensity. You don't need extreme workouts, you need regularity. The third pillar is rest. Without adequate sleep, your body and brain cannot function at their best. Excuses like, "I'll sleep when I'm dead," only shorten life and reduce effectiveness. To live without excuses, guard your health with disciplined choices every single day. Chapter 16. Self-discipline and marriage. In relationships, discipline is love expressed through actions, not just feelings. Marriage thrives not on passion alone, but on the daily disciplines of kindness, patience, respect, and communication. Many relationships fail because people make excuses for neglect. "I'm too tired to talk," or "work is more important," or "this is just how I am." But excuses poison intimacy. Discipline means making time for your partner, listening actively, and resolving conflicts calmly instead of letting anger control you. Discipline in marriage also means self-control. It means resisting temptations that could damage trust. It means being faithful in thoughts and actions, keeping promises, and practicing forgiveness. A strong marriage requires constant effort, but that effort builds stability, happiness, and deep connection. When you remove excuses and commit fully, marriage becomes a source of strength instead of stress. Chapter 17. Self-discipline and children. Raising children is one of the greatest responsibilities in life, and it demands discipline. Children do not listen to what you say as much as they watch what you do. Excuses like, "I'll teach them later," or "they'll figure it out on their own," result in children growing up without guidance. Discipline as a parent means setting a positive example, teaching values, and enforcing boundaries with consistency. Children thrive on structure. They need to know what is expected and what the consequences are. Excuses, inconsistency, or giving in to every demand weakens their character. Discipline also means love, showing encouragement, praising effort, and building confidence. By disciplining yourself as a parent, you raise children who are strong, respectful, and responsible. Your self-discipline becomes their inheritance. Chapter 18. Self-discipline and friendship. Friendship, like marriage, is built on discipline. Real friendship requires effort, loyalty, and honesty. Many people lose friends not because of conflict, but because of neglect. Excuses like, "I've been too busy," or "they should understand," erode trust. Discipline in friendship means staying in touch, offering help when needed, and being present during difficult times. It also means choosing your friends wisely. Your closest companions shape your mindset, your habits, and even your success. Discipline means surrounding yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and challenge you to grow, not those who drag you down with negativity or excuses. True friendship is a discipline of mutual respect, reliability, and care. Chapter 19. Self-discipline and peace of mind. At the core of the good life is peace of mind, the deep sense of contentment and balance that comes from living with integrity. Excuses rob you of peace because they create guilt, regret, and unresolved conflict. Discipline restores peace because it keeps your life aligned with your values. You know you're doing what is right even when it's hard. Peace of mind also comes from forgiveness, letting go of past hurts instead of holding grudges. Discipline here means refusing to waste mental energy on resentment. It means focusing on gratitude, prayer, or meditation to center yourself. Without excuses, you accept life as it is. Take responsibility for your actions and release what you cannot control. That is a path to inner calm. Chapter 20. Self-discipline and happiness. Everyone wants happiness, but few realize it is the result of discipline. Happiness does not come from luck or constant pleasure. It comes from growth, purpose, and contribution. Excuses such as, "I'll be happy when I earn more," or "I'll be happy when I find the right person," delay joy. The disciplined person finds happiness in the present by practicing gratitude and pursuing meaningful goals. Happiness also comes from self-control. Chasing every impulse or indulgence creates regret, debt, or poor health. True joy is found in moderation, balance, and making wise choices. Discipline frees you from the chaos of uncontrolled desires, allowing you to enjoy life fully. It is not about denying yourself. It is about guiding yourself toward what brings lasting satisfaction. Chapter 21. Self-discipline and personal fulfillment. Finally, we arrive at the highest level, fulfillment. This is the sense that your life has meaning, that you are using your gifts to make a difference. Excuses prevent fulfillment because they keep you trapped in fear, laziness, or self-doubt. Discipline opens the door to contribution. It allows you to set goals, work diligently, serve others, and leave a legacy. Personal fulfillment is not about comparison. It is about alignment. When you live with discipline, you fulfill your potential in your own unique way. You look back at your life without regret, knowing you gave your best. That is the ultimate reward of a no-excuses life. Closing recap. We've now explored the full journey of self-discipline. In part 1, we discovered how it builds personal success through responsibility, goals, integrity, courage, persistence, and habits. In part 2, we saw how it drives success in work, leadership, business, sales, and finance. And in part 3, we learned how it creates the good life: health, love, family, friendship, peace, happiness, and fulfillment. The message is simple yet powerful. Discipline is destiny. Excuses weaken, but discipline strengthens. Excuses limit, but discipline liberates. Excuses are temporary, but discipline builds a legacy. The choice is always yours: excuses or excellence, regret or fulfillment. With self-discipline, everything is possible. Closing summary. We have come to the end of this journey. We've walked through the philosophy of no excuses, learning that self-discipline is the single most important quality for success in every area of life. Before we close, let's pause to reflect on what we've covered, and let's set a challenge for the future, your future. In the beginning, we learned that personal success begins with taking complete responsibility for your life. No blaming, no complaining, no excuses. We discovered the power of setting clear goals, living with integrity, acting with courage, persisting through challenges, and building success habits. These disciplines form the foundation of personal growth. Without them, everything else falls apart. We then saw how discipline translates into work, business, sales, and finance. Discipline means working all the time you work, focusing on priorities, and delivering consistent results. It means leading with integrity, running your business with focus, selling with persistence, and managing money wisely. Financial independence does not come from chance. It comes from disciplined saving, investing, and resisting the urge for quick wins. Excuses destroy careers and businesses, but discipline builds wealth and stability. Finally, we explored the good life, the disciplines that shape our health, relationships, friendships, peace of mind, happiness, and fulfillment. We learned that without health, nothing else matters. Without discipline in marriage, love cannot last. Without disciplined parenting, children lose direction. And without peace of mind, success feels empty. Happiness and fulfillment come not from chasing pleasure, but from living in alignment with your values, giving your best, and contributing to the lives of others. The entire philosophy of no excuses can be summarized in 3 words. Discipline equals freedom. Excuses enslave you to circumstances. Discipline frees you to create your destiny. Every time you choose discipline over excuse, you grow stronger. Every time you delay gratification, you invest in your future. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you raise your self-respect. Discipline is not punishment. It is the highest form of self-love because it gives you control over your life. So, what is the next step? The answer is action. Knowledge without action changes nothing. You now hold the tools, but tools are useless unless you put them to work. Decide today, which one discipline will you focus on starting now? Is it taking responsibility for a neglected area of your life? Is it setting clear written goals? Is it building a habit of daily exercise, or disciplined saving, or consistent learning? Choose one. Commit to it. Start today. And here's the real challenge. Give yourself 30 days. For the next 30 days, practice one discipline without fail. No excuses. Do it even when you don't feel like it. Push through the resistance. At the end of 30 days, look back and notice the difference. Then, add another discipline. Over time, these small victories will transform your life. Step by step, habit by habit, you will build the life you desire. Remember this. Every great life is built on self-discipline. Every dream realized is the result of consistent effort. Every lasting success is a story of someone who refused to make excuses. And that someone can be you. So, I leave you with this final thought. Discipline is the key. Excuses are the enemy. Your destiny is in your hands. Choose wisely. Choose discipline. Choose freedom. No excuses. And if you found value in this journey, make sure to subscribe to the channel A Little Bit of Everything if you haven't already. Together, let's keep learning, growing, and choosing discipline every single day.